Hello there, and welcome to another Starfield ship review video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Crimson Fleet Spectre, or in my case, the Tier 2 version of the vessel. So the number after a ship name is the tiering. The higher the number, the higher the tier, the better the stats of the vessel. This Tier 2 vessel, for instance, has a reactor of 21 power. A Tier 1 may only have a reactor of 18, a Tier 3 may have a reactor of 25, and so on and so forth. Aesthetically, the vessels will be the same. Just, you know, the modifications will be, or the stats will be different. So, as the name suggests, this is a Crimson Fleet vessel belonging to the Crimson Fleet pirate faction in the game. It is based on a Tayo vessel. Off the top of my head, I can't think of what it is. I want to say it's like... It could potentially be the Dolphin, maybe? But... It's got a Crimson Fleet flair to it. Just, you know, it's by Crimson Fleet flair. It's got that kind of color that's like a dark brown red. Let's look at the stats, shall we? So, fuel, it's got 280, which is quite good for the fuel. Anything over 200 is pretty nice. It's got a hull of 734, which for a B class, that's not amazing. It's not bad. See, hull is kind of a tricky situation because in order to increase the hull, you can obviously add specific modules. Like every module you add adds a little bit of hull, but in order to kind of pump the hull, you would need to add a lot of different modules. So 734 isn't bad for a ship of this kind of styling. It's got a cargo capacity of 520, which is kind of low, considering it's like a Crimson Fleet vessel and, you know, pirates kind of smuggle. It does have a shielded cargo capacity of 320, though, which means you can smuggle contraband. The way shielded cargo works is if you, for instance, have under 320 worth of cargo that is contraband, you have a lower a lower chance of getting detected. So without the shielded capacity of like 100% chance, and then with the shielded cargo it's less, and then you can add extra modules that you can unlock. They're jammers from the Crimson Fleet missions to kind of increase that chance. So it's kind of cool that we have like some shielded cargo. For the modules itself, we've got a B-class reactor with 21 power, which there is at the back. It's not amazing. We could obviously pump it a little bit more. Crew capacity of 5, which is quite good for a ship of this stature. There's not actually a lot to this ship, despite how like tall it is and wide or lengthwise. It's got a jump drive of 28 light years, which is really, really good. 2 off of max. Shield is quite low at only 610. We can definitely improve upon that. It's got 3 sets of weapons. It's got laser weapons, ballistic weapons, and missiles. So the laser weapons are both turreted, and they're mounted kind of offset there. They look a bit funky, not gonna lie. I don't know why they weren't positioned on top, considering they have those mount points, but you know. Crimson Fleet are not known for their military might. They're known for, you know, robbing and stuff. It's got that single ballistic weapon, which I believe is a railgun there on the starboard side, and then it's got the missile pod on the port side. So this ship cost me 149,740. Now that price varies depending on your perks and the tier of the ship. If you have more expensive the tier, or the higher the tier, the more expensive the ship. Now there's 2 ways you can get this. The kind of more straightforward way is you come to this woman called Jasmine Durand. She is in the key station in Crix. So we're in Crix. And she is over here in the key. The key is the home of the Crimson Fleet. It's in the Crix system, which is over here. Now, you have to have done the intro to the Crimson Fleet to get here. If you try and come here prematurely, you will be shot out of the sky, or destroy them all, depending on how good you are. So yeah, this is the main way to get it. The easiest way to get it, you have to kind of do the Crimson Fleet. Now, it's random. I came here a few times and she didn't have it, so the best thing to do is go to Mercury, and then once you're on Mercury, just wait 24 hours, resets the inventory, come back, check again. Now, you can also find it by stealing it from the Crimson Fleet, but this seems to be the rarer ship. In my several hundred hours playing, I have yet to come across one of these ships. Anyway, we're going to go to the usual spot and do a quick teardown and review. Alright, so here at the usual spot. I couldn't get as high because this is an older save. I have yet to join the Crimson Fleet on my newest playthrough. It's quite an interesting ship design. It's based on the Tayo ship. They're very unique. They look like they are kind of like meant to be like buoyant, which like is kind of interesting. Someone commented that it makes sense because Taio vessels are built on like neon, so you know it makes sense that they're buoyant, and that's a very good point. You know, like if you're building a ship and it's going to be like, you know, coming around a specific planet that's very watery, it would make sense to be able to, you know, land on water, or at least like safely land on water. Anyway, we're gonna enter. So entryway is through the back. Very tall. I quite like the tile kind of like structural pieces. They're very, you know, big and bulbous. Anyway, enter through the back in a tile cargo bay. We've got two of them storage areas there. We could probably upgrade them. So inside the Crimson Fleet Specter. So immediately we have a 1x1 storage room. I believe this is a tile. We'll do a tear down at the end of the video. And then we go up another level. Oh my, okay. This is the first time in ages I've had to actually use a ladder. My guy's not got that OP jetpack. So we have another 1x1 storage room. This one has a door leading to, oh, a workshop. Nice. This is not a workshop. This is a science lab. Don't know what a science lab would be needed on a pirate ship, but you never know. They could be very advanced pirates trying to find the cure for the next biggest disease. Pretty nice science lab, though. Oh no, there it is. There's the chair. It follows me everywhere. Pretty nice area. Like, Taio interiors, they're kind of nice, but they do have, like, this sort of overlap. Like, this is a Taio all-in-one berth, but as you can see, some of the pieces don't really fit. Like, imagine paying for, like, a super luxurious, like, Taio vessel, and then they pull this out of, like, an old car. It's like, what is this? Also, these beds, like, come on now. Yeah, see, there's an issue with this game. I don't know if it was intentional, but Taio reuse a lot of the assets from Hope Tech, which, you know, these make sense with a Hope Tech ship, but not Taio. We've got a galley here that actually works. You can cook some food. We'll make some alien liquor.
Nice work. What else are you going to make?
Nothing, Sarah, because we're not making stuff. Yeah, it's not a bad, you know, area. I'd kind of hope that at some point Bethesda, like, redo. I mean, there'll be mods that kind of remake all this stuff. But, you know, sometimes Bethesda shouldn't need modders to fix their stuff. So we up again to another tier, and we have another 1x1 storage room with the docking port on top. And then we open this door here, and we have a crew control room, control station for some extra crew. So we got some seats here. And then off to the left, we have another 1x1 storage room that drops down to a workshop. Nice. Okay, we got a workshop with the weapon bench, the industrial bench, spacesuit workstation. No research. There's the dreaded chair. What the? Where are they finding them? Are they buying them wholesale? Do they come with, like, the skid marks? Also, like, I feel like those like braces, you know, for like connecting you into the seat, the belts, they don't make it, like, it's just sitting right there. Like, surely I don't really trust that little, like, thin, skinny piece of metal to hold the seat down. Anyway, so back up we go. It's nice having a workshop in a ship, just because I find, for me personally, you spend a lot of time living in your ships. We're like kind of, you know, like the new era of like van lifers we're currently having online. This is like in the Starfield, we got the ship lifers. So it's nice to be able to work out of your ship. And then we have another 1x1 here, but nothing down underneath, interestingly. I wonder if we can remedy that in a bit. Anyway, so, oh, ignore that pop-up. There's my thumbnail. And then we have the bridge, which really nice. Oh, hello. I forgot you're here. So we have a nice bridge here. Really cool. But as I've said many times, it doesn't really fit as a kind of you're the captain of the vessel. With these chairs sitting here, it makes you think like you're a chauffeur. Like, these are just, yeah. Like, I said this before in other videos. With the Taio aesthetic, it'd make more sense if they had little kind of L-shaped sofas at the back here, you know? Like, give me some style.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, Keller. Anyway. We're going to take her off, try her out, and then once we try out the stats and stuff, we're going to come back down and do a teardown. So it's got, I like the engines it has on it. They're like some proper Tayo engines. All right, up we go. See how she performs. I know the reactors. Oh, okay. We're going to have some difficulty with the reactors. Okay, we've got a lot of lifting thrust. Goddamn.
Hell of a view from here.
Alright, so it's been so long since I've actually played. Do I have that perk? Oh, I don't have. Okay, I don't have the perk this time. Interesting. So we have a little bit of points to play around with. Not an awful lot. So we've got 3 sets of weapons. We've got laser turrets that can't be fired manually because they're turreted. We've got a single ballistic. That sounds like it's shaking the ship apart. And then we've got a missile turret there. Not bad. We do a quick speed test. We have a base speed of 140, which is not bad. Boost speed, oh, that sounds pretty beefy. Boost speed of, what about 520, which again is not bad. Do a quick pitch. Pitch is, ooh, it's kind of like average. I'd say it's maybe like a 5 or 6. The yaw feels a little bit faster. Yeah, yaw feels a little bit faster. And roll is actually quite good. Alright, so we're going to go back down to the planet now and do a teardown. So we'll be back. Alright, so here we are on the teardown. So we've got 3 sections. So we have the Samurai Cockpit from Tayo. 200 cargo, gives 2 crew stations. Behind that we have the Control Station top 2x1B. And behind that we have the Companionway 2x1A. We have the 1x1 top B storeroom. And another 1x1 top B storeroom. And then for weaponry, we have a pair of these turrets, the Dragon 241P Pulse Laser from Horizon Defense, B class, 1250 range, 2.5 fire rate, hull damage of, shield damage of 32, and a max power of 3. They're not bad, but I'd probably swap them out for something else. They're mounted on some Horizon weapon mounts. And then on the bottom of this one, we have a Jishaku FE railgun from Shinigami. It's a B class, 1000 range, 2.5 fire rate, 26 hull damage, and 3 power. We have a docking port back here, an extendo docker on this 1x1 top A. And then for the engines, we have a pair of Nova 1030 engines from Relodyne. They're B class, 3 max power, 18,060 engine thrust, 3915 maneuvering thrust. Now we're going to see if there is better ones, because I believe there is better of that tier, but I probably won't have them unlocked because I'm not a high enough level. Okay. So I don't have it unlocked, but I'm just going to really quickly double check, as I'm 90% sure they go up to like, I want to say they go up to like a high, they go up to like a high, like a stat, as they say. Just gonna double check real quick. I have like a, because I quite like these engines, they're quite good. So engines, B class, and these are the Relodyne. Okay, so these are the Nova 10. Yeah, so these go up to 1050. So I'm not high enough level on this character. You need to be level 50. But the 1050 ones require 3 power. They have a max... Wait, no, Class B, yeah? Yeah, Class B. They have a max thrust of... of 27,170, so it jumps up quite a bit. And then they have a maneuvering thrust of 4,500, so again, not bad. And then these ones require you to have Starship Design 4, and you need to be level 50. So I don't have them on hand, sadly, but yeah. And then we have this Z-Machine 200 reactor from Amadon, B class, 21 power. Not a bad reactor, but we can obviously do better. Watch me not have that reactor either. Reactor, please tell me. Please, please, please. So I don't have it. Goddamn. So there is a reactor here. I don't have it either. It's called the Spheromax. If you've watched my other videos, you've seen it. It's a Spheromax. Let me get the exact one for you. I do apologize. I had to reload an older save. That's why, like, I don't have access to, like, the best reactors. which I kind of wish it would show you the reactors, even if, like, you know, like, oh, this reactor's here, you don't have it. So yeah, so the best reactor you can get B class is the 104. Do we not have one? Okay. So the best reactor is the 104DS Mag Inertial Reactor. It provides 39 power. It's a B class. It costs 67,800 and it requires you to be level 60 and it requires you to have Piloting 3 and Starship 4. So I'd recommend that one. Don't think I have one here, so that would be what I'd go for. And then for the aesthetic pieces, we have a pair of these Tau cowling foretop and a pair of cowling aft top. And then we have 2 of these Tau nose cap, a port and starboard, and then 2 of these Tau spine Bs here. And then in the middle of the ship, we have the Tau all-in-one berth 2x1 mid, the Tau workshop 2x1 mid, the Tau science lab 2x1 mid, the Tau companionway 1x1 mid. Something quite interesting to notice. So when you put the ship together, this hatch here, this 1x1, leads down to the workshop, but this one here doesn't lead to the workshop, interestingly. They're not, even though they're on the same level. It's kind of interesting. They're all still accessible. And then for weaponry, we have the CE-29 missile launcher. It's Ballistic Solutions Incorporated. B class, 4,000 range, 1.25 fire rate, 58 shield and hull damage, and requires 3 power. And then for storage, we have 2 of these 400G helium-3 tanks from Ballistic Solutions Incorporated. They give 140 each. And then we have the RD-2000 Beta Grav Drive from Relodyne, B class, 10 power, and it gives you 30 jump thrust. Now, they say third time's the charm, but I feel like it's going to make me a liar. Okay, so we can go with this one. This Aurora 13G Grav Drive. B class, 10 power, 33 jump thrust. It requires you to have Starter Design 2, so it's a little bit more expensive. And then this one gives you, obviously, if you use this one, you get the full jump distance. And then for the aesthetic pieces, we have this Tau forward sensor, Tau end cap port and starboard. We have 2 of these Tau spine Bs. And then on the final tier, we have the ship landing bay bed 200 from Tau. We have a 1x1 bottom companionway A. We have, that seems to be it, okay. And then for landing gear, we have 4 of these Pinpoint 4G landing bays, or landing gear from Tau. And then we have this Pinpoint 4G Plus landing bay for landing gear from Tau. And then for the aesthetic pieces, we have this Tau braking engine. We have 2 of these 4 bottom, and then 2 aft bottom. And then we have this 22D Defender shield generator from Dogstar. B class, 6 power, 610 max shield. Now I know I should have the shields unlocked, so if we go B class, there we go, I just passed it. So you could obviously go with this Vanguard shield generator, 1450, a really good shield generator. Now I believe there is a shield generator, B class, it's like 1500. Oh, here it is, I'm blind. This one here, okay, perfect. So this is actually the same tier as this one here, it's just an upgrade. So this one requires 6 power and 610 shields. This one is 12 power, double the power, but almost triple the shields, which is just nice. And then you need Starship Design 4 for this. I don't think you need to be max level for this. I think you need to be like level 27. And then for storage, we have 2 of these Degama 1000 shielded cargo holds from Panoptes. They're how you could smuggle your cargo illicitly. Now we're going to really quickly put the ship back together, and I'm going to give some opinions on some upgrades. So first of all, we'll do the shield real quick. So I'm going to remove that shield, and we're going to place this one here, the 1500. I'm just going to slap it there for the moment. Now for the turrets, I'm going to remove these turrets because I do not like the placement of the turrets, and instead we're going to, as always, we go to the weapons. And then we're looking for some of these ones here. So I'm going to go with these PBO 100 Auto Neutron. Now something interesting about these turrets, or not these turrets, but the setup. They initially have the turrets mounted like this, which is weird, considering they put the equipment plate for turret mounting, because you can put turrets here. And they look far better putting turrets here. So you got 2 turrets mounted there. That gives you full 360 degrees of coverage. Now, if you want more, you can put them... We'll put another one there just at the back for, you know, for shits and giggles, as they say. Just mounted backwards, so you have a little bit more cover. So these turrets will kind of protect you on the back and the sides. Now we're going to remove these weapons here. And we're going to go and place some tier 1. So you can either go with the PB30 electron beams. They're 13 damage, 3.4, require 3 power. Or you can go with the PB... We don't have any PB40s, of course we don't. We have some PB50s that do 21 damage, so it's, you know, a big improvement. I like to go with the smaller power consumption ones, even though they do slightly less. I just like having more power for the things. So you can either go and you can have... We would mount... I'd mount 4 of these. One there, one there, one there, and then one there. And, like, that's... You're pretty much good to go. Like, those weapons on their own will be able to take down most threats, and then having these turrets is just kind of an extra win-win. Now, for the shield, I don't like that the shield is sitting there. Right, now that looks a bit funky, so we won't put that there. Yeah, see, I'm not overly gone on the shield hanging out there, but some people might not mind it. Now, for the... Everything else is pretty decent. Like I said, I'd upgrade this, the engines to the 1050 Nova ones. And then as for cargo... We'll try and bump up the cargo a little bit, because like I said, it is a bit low. Let's see what cargo we can get. We want something about 150. Let me see. So where would you like to snap? Probably nowhere. Shock. Ooh, wait a minute. Can I pop that up a level? Interesting. Can we change the color of this? Okay, nice. So yeah, I'd probably just mount 2 of these bad boys here, one each side, removing these tile caps. Doesn't mess with the aesthetic too much, and it gives us 1500 cargo. What's the error? It's going to be too heavy, isn't it? Oh, no, weapons. Okay, cool. So, yeah, and then for your weapons, I put my beams on that one, and then I put the turreted weapon on that one. So, yeah, it's not much you can really do to this. I mean, you can obviously change the shape and the aesthetic, but, like, it looks okay as is. Honestly, if it was probably up to me, like, with this sort of ship, I'd probably, like, just... And I know this is going to be very drastic... I'd probably just, like, cut the whole, like, bottom sections. Let me just show you real quick. This is gonna look a bit funky. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend... well, you probably could do... Damn it, I didn't mean to do that. I'm just gonna delete this middle section briefly, just to show you what I kind of mean. Because it seems quite heavy. Oh, whoops. Seems like kind of unnecessarily heavy. So yeah, and then we grab all this. I just like that looks immediately superior. Now what are we missing if we were to do that? Now obviously with this configuration, with this configuration, like it's kind of drastically different than the original design. But I think it kind of looks slightly better. Now the only kind of difference is you're going to have to, so this is the docking area, and then how is it not connecting to the bridge? Ah, okay, I see. So it's not connecting because the companionway bottom. landing gear touchdown point must be aligned with the landing bay. It is. What? Oh, is this one's too low? Oh. Okay, yeah, so... I'm kind of butchering this vessel. But I just kind of want to show you, like, that... Like, there's nothing inherently wrong with it as it is, but you can obviously make it a little better. I put that there, and I put another one. Now, you're losing access to your shielded... Actually, you know what we're going to do? Well, I'm very silly. We're going to remove this, and we're going to replace it with one of these big boys here. Like so. We're actually going to flip that around a bit, just because I feel like that would look better there. Yeah, that looks a little bit better there. Now, if you don't like how the turret is sat there, you could move the turret to here. That looks probably a little better. And you know what, actually, we're going to... Because what do we have? We have a control station B. I'm going to remove that, and we're going to put, like, we probably... Do we have another one? We don't have another one, sadly. But what I would definitely do... Oh, no, we do have another one. Okay, we have a mid one, obviously. So I'd probably change this to a workshop. Now, obviously, it looks a bit off because I'm not using one of these ones, but you would use a workstation here. And then you can slap back on your cargo like so. Like that. And then, yeah, like it's a lot sleeker. A lot, like, smaller. Now, you can kind of fiddle with it a little bit more. See, if we were, just to give you a kind of an idea of what it would look like, we'd have this one back here, too. So, if we actually did put that one back there... We then have a little bit more room. If you wanted to put a little bit more storage, we'll see if we can really quickly get some storage. So we have some of these big fuel tanks. So you can, or not fuel tanks, these storage. You can slap some of them there. That brings your cargo up to 1390. So yeah, that's just two ways you could build it. Obviously, there's the original way, and then there's the way where you kind of cut it down and make it a lot smaller. I personally think the smaller one looks nicer, but obviously you don't have as much to play around with. But anyway, that was the build. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Which one do you prefer? Do you like the original kind of design where it's like 3 high? Or do you like this version where like it's cut down more into 2? As always, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this sort of content. And check out my other reviews.